Why does spiritual awakening happen when you are going or have gone through some trauma, uh, illness, a loss? Basically, when your world has fallen apart. Because we as humans are so detached from who we really are that only this sort of situation can force us to start looking for answers somewhere else. Not within the 3D reality, not through searching for another job or trying to get some sort of treatment from a doctor. When everything fails, that's the time when we turn into higher power. Whether we have believed it before or not, we turn into the inner instinct telling us that there must be something else that can be done for us to resolve the situation, to heal, to change our life. And yes, spontaneous awakenings happen as well for some people, but usually it happens through suffering. And as they say, suffering is and becomes our greatest teacher. And suffering becomes our path to enlightenment. And when you feel drawn to spirituality, when you start looking for answers within holistic world, energy medicine, or even come across things like you can manifest a better life, so the whole world of manifestation, law of attraction, this is your soul guiding you. This is your soul telling you this is the way to go. But we are often so skeptical, and we are often so still detached from our divinity that we question all of it. We look for evidence. We would like to see some scientific evidence for that. And when I see people asking questions or putting comments on any sort of spiritual content on social media saying, what is the evidence for that? But there's usually not much evidence yet, because humans have not been focusing on providing evidence. People have been living in this 3D matrix for so long that they haven't opened up on a global scale to understanding that it's all an illusion, everything that we are creating in this 3D reality using the power of our logic mind. It's all an illusion. And only in those moments of turbulence are we able to surrender. When we have lost hope, when we have found ourselves at the lowest point in our life, when everything that we have tried with the tools available in this earthly realm hasn't provided us with any answers and solutions, that's when we start asking, is there anything more? And this is the most beautiful moment. This is when we should actually be grateful, whatever that experience is. It's like some say, when your world falls apart, open a bottle of champagne, because a profound change is coming. It's an opportunity for you not only to heal or to bring some more money. It's an opportunity for you to leave the matrix, to wake up and realize that everything you were told everything you have been told so far about the world, about life, about healing, about how to make money, all of this was a lie. All of this was just a 3D matter-to-matter approach. Let's call it this way. And yes, some people can achieve a lot by forcing and pushing, and we can do a lot in 3D, but it's so exhausting and it takes so much time. And the minute you wake up to the knowing that you can create your own life, you can tap into your true potential, your divinity, it's a complete game changer. And the only thing that I have noticed, even myself, is that again, we wake up, we learn all those things about what spiritual awakening is. We enter the first phases of spiritual awakening and we start feeling so empowered. We start seeing some glimpses of things changing. We can see those little synchronicities and even small manifestations, or our health gets better. Some people heal instantly when they have the spiritual awakening, like it was in my case. And then we go back, even completely unconsciously, we go back to the matrix. On one hand, we know that there is so much more, we are so much more. But on the other hand, the matrix is still so embedded in our consciousness, and even most of our vibration is still quite low. So we have those glimpses of what's possible for us, but we are, like if somebody took a scan of how we look vibrationally at the beginning of our spiritual awakening, there is still mostly density, just 3D vibration, lots of low vibrational emotions, lots of things that we need to shed. This is why one of the major parts of spiritual awakening is the dark night of the soul, which is basically the purging, the cleansing, the detox, physical, emotional. This is why people suffer from so many ascension, spiritual awakening symptoms at the beginning, both mentally and physically, because this has to be released in order for us to ascend and start entering further phases of spiritual awakening and really raising our vibration. We cannot hold on to those low vibrations. And this is why I believe my healing happened so fast, because I released so much within those 3 days. I spent so much time crying and releasing and forgiving, and everything was shown to me. I simply kept asking for guidance. What do I need to do? What do I need to do to release all of that and heal? And I had no idea about spiritual awakening at that point. I wasn't aiming for that. All I wanted was for my body to be healthy again. So going back to why it can be so difficult at the beginning, when we go into this process and things feel and seem optimistic, like we have discovered a new path, like we have found this light at the end of the tunnel, but we just go up a little bit and we feel some blissful moments and we feel those beautiful, feelings, emotions of love and peace and bliss even sometimes, and then we drop down, and then again a moment of bliss followed by a week of sadness, purging. So it's like a sinusoid, up and down, up and down, up and down. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it the river of change. The way I would describe it is, obviously he is right. It takes time and effort and devotion to go through that river. And definitely not giving up when you don't see the results at the beginning. When we talk about the river of change, it's it's a it's a process. It really is a process. And the way I see it, it's like when you are on the plane and you just taken off, and at some point you are entering this zone with clouds, thick clouds, and the plane is, so you've already elevated, you are already aiming towards something, you know, like a higher version of yourself. But then you encounter this moment where you are in the clouds, and it can be turbulent. You know, this moment where the plane goes through the clouds, it can go up and down, and it can shake a little bit, and you can't really see much, but you know you're heading in the right direction. You know the plane is going to emerge above the clouds. And as you all know, everybody who has traveled on the plane, as soon as you leave the clouds, there is this beautiful blue sky, clarity, peace, and smooth ride. And this is how I would explain the first couple of phases of spiritual awakening. This is the moment where we can't really see where we are going, but we need to know that we are going above the clouds. We are heading to this beautiful place in which things will change dramatically and beautifully for us. But all we need to do is really persist, and while still in the clouds, we need to have this faith that only our determination and belief and faith and persistence can bring us to freedom. So don't give up when you are still in the zone where you can't see what's going to happen. You haven't seen the results in your healing. You haven't maybe even been able to purge much. It's going to take as long as it needs to take. But the more you trust and the more you surrender to the process and really know, because it's not like you are not the first person who is going through this. There are so many people and so many testimonials, and I'm not just talking about Joe Dispenza's work. Generally, anybody who goes through spiritual awakening, they will say the same thing. It can be a rough ride at the beginning, a ride of shedding the ego. It's basically like the matrix keeps trying to suck you back in, and all you need to do is not allow it to happen. You need to be stronger than the environment, greater than your body, greater than the environment, like Joe Dispenza says. You need to hold on to this vision of what's above the clouds. And only by doing this and applying this really firm belief in yourself and in this wisdom that has been given to us from so many spiritual teachers, from channeled messages, watching other people getting there and changing their lives, healing, becoming abundant, having the life of their dreams. This truly is possible for all of us. But all we need to do is understand that at the beginning, our vibration is still quite low, and it's gonna keep trying to keep us back in the old reality. And it's normal. It's just part of the process. And really, just by showing up for yourself every single day, by doing the meditations, just piercing that veil of forgetfulness, and is really trying and creating this intention of reconnecting with the other side, reconnecting with the divine. That's the main job. And we receive so much help from the other side. Well, I call it the other side, but you know what I mean. As soon as we awaken spiritually, or even just before that, we are getting slow, like tiny messages, like seeing the repeated numbers, or having some deja vus, or maybe just having some songs that won't leave your head. Some stuff will keep coming up on your social media feed, just like it's your soul, it's the spirit world trying to bring your attention to something that you may be still ignoring. And once you start listening to this guidance, once you start following the signs, they are almost like, oh my god, yeah, finally you got it, finally. And they are so happy, they are like celebrating up there, and then they are ready to send you even more. So then you start paying attention to those signs, and the more you connect with your higher self, the more you ask for help, the more you just stay in the present moment and observe what's going on, because there are so many signs. And you will know that they are for you. You will just have this really strong, like it's a very specific type of feeling, but you know that some things are for you and some are not. You will just know, because they will be specific for you. So yeah, pay attention to songs, pay attention to words, numbers, dreams, even animals. There's lots of signs that are commonly recognized as signs from the spirit world, like butterflies, ladybugs, feathers. These are all. So when you see those things, it's not a coincidence. It's your higher self trying to bring your attention to the fact that you are heading in the right direction. And they will be sending even more signs once you start noticing them and once you start paying attention to them, because then they will be like, okay, you've got it now, so I'm going to really guide you properly, and I'm going to send you even more clear guidance what to do. So we are not alone on this journey. All we need to do is pay attention, ask for guidance, really communicate with our soul, connect with our heart. And the more we meditate, our intuition gets stronger and stronger, and you will feel that you know exactly that you are receiving this inner guidance. You will become so much more intuitive. You will have this inner knowing that things, what's the right thing for you to do and what's not. You will not be like feeling like you are blind anymore. And if you feel confused and if you are not sure, all you need to do is really quiet your mind, go into meditation, ask questions, and yeah, the answers will come in the meditation or just outside the meditation. This is how I have been doing it, and I'm still doing it myself. So really the main message of this video is be patient with the process. Be patient with the process of healing and spiritual awakening. We cannot expect that it's gonna happen for us within weeks or months, because let's be honest, we lived in the matrix for most of our lives. And if you wake up suddenly and you're expecting to become a master in this new world that you have woken up to, like it's almost as if you wanted to be a graduate from the university when you were 7 years old or something like this, when you begin education. Even apply the logical approach to it. Come on, it takes time. It's a completely new reality. It's like being born into this new world which you never knew existed, and you need to learn how does it work? What's going on here? How do I create my reality? And give yourself time to learn it. Give yourself time and patience and understanding that you may not know everything to start with. It's like you go to school, allow yourself to be a child, and give yourself time for this learning process. And instead of beating yourself up that, oh, you have been doing meditation or manifestation or whatever other techniques for I don't know, a few weeks or a few months and nothing happened, and so I'm gonna give up and I'm just gonna go back to 3D. That's a bit, of a silly approach. It's like saying to yourself, oh, I would rather give up on becoming supernatural than spend a little bit more time and really understand that in order to become a master in this field, well, for some it takes even a lifetime, but for us it doesn't take that long because we are supported by this beautiful ascension energy that's happening on the planet. If you think about it, Schumann resonance, which is the frequency of the planet, has changed recently from 7.8 or something to just over 11, which basically is the evidence for this massive global shift in the energy that's happening on the planet. And this is also happening to us. We may not be aware of it, but we are constantly being upgraded and prepared for this process. And manifestation, healing, and ascension is so accelerated at this point. People who started for example, their spiritual journey 30 or 40 years ago, for them it was a really, really gradual process because the planet was in different energy. Their bodies were not adapted to it. It had to take them so much longer. But for us, we are those lucky ones. We have an opportunity to wake up spiritually and ascend at a speed that was never available to anybody before. And it's only going to get better and better because all the events, like this year is supposed to be like so many people awakening again because the energy is assisting us with this. And not only not the energy, but it's so many people waking up and so collectively raising the vibration of other people and the humanity on a global scale. So the more you work on your vibration, the more time you spend on discovering this new realm you have just woken up to. You are helping yourself and you are assisting the planet and the whole of humanity. So it's just the way to go. And there's no point getting frustrated, questioning the whole thing, although we tend to do it. But just be patient and be understanding that it takes time, but at the same time, it's a really, really accelerated process at this point. And so many channeled messages talk about it. Like I work with Saint Germain. I truly believe Saint Germain is guiding me when I work with my clients, now with my coaching clients as well. When we have consultations and I'm able to find those blind spots for them within minutes. And I know this comes through me. I use some of my experience as an energy worker and holistic practitioner, but most of it simply comes down to me and through me directly for my client. So and I never expected that. I never knew that I would be receiving downloads and direct guidance from, I don't know, my higher self, Saint Germain, because that's what I feel that he is working. I'm working with his energy, and people are now being upgraded and ascend really quickly because we are really needed now. We are needed to be able to support humanity in this process so that we can help others wake up. We can be the beacons of light and the inspiration for others, that when we are able to heal ourselves, when we are able to change our lives in terms of financial abundance, and really start consciously creating our reality, more and more people will see that, more and more people will wake up to the truth, and this is how it's supposed to be. So be patient, believe in your dreams, and believe that you are the creator of your life, and just slowly rise to the knowing of who you are.